the backstory. How did this get birthed?
You know, many years ago, I have 3 boys, and as they were growing up, and especially when they got into high school and their youth group was coming over from church, and the masses of boys, you know, you got to feed boys lots of stuff. And nothing's better than a warm cookie. And so I started developing this recipe, and it just continued perfecting it, because I wanted it to be crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside. So really, it's birthed out of a selfish heart to please me, and thankfully, it's pleased, I think, most everybody that's tasted it.
Now that must be why they're so big, because growing boys, you can't give them a dainty cookie.
I mean, that's it. And you know, the record is, I've seen one boy eat 4 at a time. I know. I
was saying earlier, I don't even want to know, but I'm kind of interested in knowing how many calories are in one, because when you hear the ingredients, you're going to think, whoa, I got to go work out. But I mean, it's worth it. It is so worth it.
Well, and let me tell you this. The cookies often, seriously, are served and cut in 4s because they're so big, or cut in half. A lot of times, I have one friend who literally keeps her freezer stocked, and for the last year, every single night, her husband and she have warmed it, cut it in half, and shared a cookie.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
We don't talk about calories, we talk about sharing.
There you go, exactly. So now, this isn't just about cookies. There's kind of a backstory behind where some of your profits go.
Yeah, 10% of our profits are shared between 2 charitable organizations that just own our hearts. One is called 3 Chords. The link is 3chordshaiti.com, and it's from Haiti. My son and daughter-in-law live there, and it's birthed out of my daughter-in-law Diana working with amputee women, and they make purses and pouches and bags. Anyway, it's a beautiful story. And the other is Coach's Honor, which is a ministry my husband and I get to do with 2 other young men in the Northeast Florida area, targeting coaches and their families. Encouraging them in the role models that they are to hundreds of kids.
Fantastic. And you guys get to do that full time.
We do.
So this is in like North Florida, Jacksonville area, and so now you guys kind of minister to the different coaches, but it's not just coaches.
That's true. It started 20-something years ago with 5 coaches in 3 schools, and now I think there's 30 coaches. No, there's 30 high schools and 70 coaches. Wow. And then the women's side of the ministry, there's over 100 women involved in Bible studies in the Jacksonville area. Wow,
that's incredible. And now, so the cookies play into that because, again, 10% of the profits go towards these 2 ministries.
Yes, and often at the women's Bible studies or the men's events, there will be cookies.
I bet so. There would have to be.
There will be cookies.
Well, we're going to be learning more about these cookies and what goes into them. You can see all the different chocolate chips, white chocolate right here. If you guys want more information, you can go to ReinaCookies.com. They're also on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you step on over there, find out what it's all about, and we're going to give it over to Chris now. Welcome back, everyone. It is 6:46, and we're talking chocolate chip cookies this morning. You guys know how much I love chocolate chip cookies. I tell them all the time. And so these are not just any chocolate chip cookie. They're super chocolate chip cookies. It's Reina Cookies. This is Miss Reina Cherry. She is the mastermind behind this. So we want to know what is inside these cookies. They're like bricks. If you guys can see how thick they are, they're humongous. Now, how much do they weigh again?
Well, every cookie is scooped to weigh 4 1/8 ounce. So after bake time, they're probably 4 ounces.
Can you imagine?
But pre-oven, they're 4 1/8 ounce.
There you go. And so now tell us what goes inside. You got the different chips here.
There's 4 different kinds of chocolate chips. There's semi-sweet, double dark, we call it. It's like a 60% chocolate chip.
Okay.
Milk chocolate and white chocolate. And there's actually more chocolate chips in the cookie than there is flour.
I like hearing that. You gotta have the chocolate. Exactly.
I mean, and there's also walnuts in the cookie.
Okay. I thought I had tasted, because I gotta tell you, I've taste tested these before, and I thought I had tasted a nut.
A walnut chunk. Okay. So for anybody with allergies, we've got to let that be known.
There you go. Okay.
But I'm a walnut person, so
and
this cookie's made for me.
There you go. She said that she had made the cookie for selfish reasons because you wanted them to be very specific.
Yeah, I want them to be crispy on the outside and gooey on the inside.
There you go. And they are. They are so good. And while I'm taste testing now, you got to tell us how these come packaged to your door.
Okay.
And also about the restaurants that you supply cookies to.
Okay, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
When you go online at ReinaCookies.com, they're sold by the dozen, and they're shipped out, and they all over the country. They are delivered within 2 days, anywhere from Alabama to California. We'll also ship to Hawaii and Alaska, and they should get there in 2 to 3 days because of the Postal Service. But this is the box that they come in if they're east of the Mississippi. And then this is the package, and there are heating instructions, and when the person that you send them to, or yourself, take a nibble and then stick the cookies back in the freezer. And then the joy of the cookie is they last in your freezer for a long time, so you can take it out and reheat it, and it tastes just fresh baked. Does that taste fresh baked?
It does.
Okay, well that cookie, truthfully, was probably made last week and has been in the freezer, and once it was reheated today, it tastes like it was made this morning, right?
It does. I don't know how you do it because, I mean, it tastes like these were just made, like you said, crispy on the outside. And if you guys can see this chocolate in here, melted.
Yeah.
So good. I love it. These are really good.
That's really our favorite part about the cookie, is that you then get to taste the fresh baked cookie in your own home.
There you go.
And we have some restaurants that are doing the same thing in the Jacksonville area, and then there's a caterer in Birmingham that is using them too, doing the same thing with his parties. We ship them to him, and he's enjoying the same exact benefit. But the restaurants, a lot of times they'll package them and sell them as is, or with their logo on it, or with our logo on it, or they'll reheat them in their oven and serve them with a scoop of ice cream or whatever is on their dessert menu.
I bet that would be good too, but you don't even need it.
No, I know.
So if you guys are interested in having maybe Reina cookies at your restaurant, or maybe you just want to send them to yourself or to a friend for just to be nice or any special occasion, you can check them out. It's ReinaCookies.com. They also have a Facebook and a Twitter. It's Reina Cookies, so you guys make sure to get on over there, check it out, and stay with us. We're going to be learning more about this, and I'm going to finish this cookie as we go on over to Chris, who's got the weather for you.